Every so often, morning television stops feeling like programming and starts feeling like real life unfolding in real time. That's what viewers sensed on February 7th when Jenna Hager became visibly emotional while speaking about her longtime colleague Savannah Guthrie. The internet, predictably, rushed to frame it as a truth bomb. But what actually happened on the fourth hour of today was far more personal than explosive. Jenna didn't torch bridges. She didn't unveil a scandal. She shared a memory. In a season already heavy with concern for Savannah's family, the moment felt raw because it wasn't polished. It was a friend speaking about another friend while trying not to cry on live television. And sometimes that kind of vulnerability reads louder than any headline designed to bait clicks. The weight of showing up on live TV. Morning television has an odd duality. It's bright lights, laughter, and coffee mugs, but it's also real people carrying private burdens onto a public stage. Jenna's tone that day reflected that tension. She acknowledged Savannah's strength while admitting there were moments, years ago, when both of them leaned harder on each other than viewers ever knew. There was no dramatic accusation. Instead, she described a night when they promised honesty over performance. That admission, that even anchors struggle behind the scenes, resonated deeply. Viewers often forget that composure can be a skill learned through repetition. It doesn't cancel emotion, it contains it. Jenna's truth wasn't about exposing Savannah. It was about affirming that resilience doesn't mean invulnerability. Jenna, at 44, more than a legacy name. At 44, Jenna stands at a fascinating crossroads. Yes, she carries the weight of a presidential last name. Yes, she grew up in the public eye. But over the years, she has carved out an identity separate from that inheritance. From teaching in underserved communities to championing literacy initiatives and building her Read with Jenna book club into a cultural force, she has steadily reshaped public perception. Her candid storytelling about motherhood, anxiety, and even past mistakes helped her evolve from former first daughter to relatable television personality. That authenticity is why her emotional moment landed. It didn't feel scripted. It felt consistent with the Jenna viewers have come to know, someone who laughs loudly, tears up easily, and rarely pretends to have it all figured out. Savannah's steady center. Savannah, now in her mid-50s, has long been the calm center of the Today storm. Her background in law and journalism shaped a delivery style rooted in clarity and composure. She has handled political debates, breaking news, and cultural flashpoints with measured confidence. But friends have occasionally hinted at the effort behind that steadiness. Jenna alluded to this gently, recalling a time when Savannah encouraged her to confront criticism head-on rather than shrink from it. It wasn't a revelation of hidden tension. It was a snapshot of mentorship within friendship. Savannah's instinct to steady others likely comes from years of steadying herself. Recognizing that doesn't diminish her authority, it deepens it. The green room packed. What seemed to capture the audience most was Jenna's reference to a private promise made years earlier. According to her, they agreed to drop the masks with each other, to be honest when something hurt rather than smiling through it. That type of pact may sound simple, but in high-profile media roles, it's rare. Competition and comparison can easily creep in. By choosing candor instead, they protected their working relationship from the quiet resentments that sometimes erode partnerships. Jenna's tone suggested that promise remains intact. If anything, she implied it's more important now than ever. In a media landscape hungry for drama, two women choosing mutual support makes for a less sensational narrative, but a far healthier one. Rumors versus reality. Online speculation has spun wildly since that segment aired. Some claim Jenna hinted at hidden letters or unresolved conflicts. Others suggest strategic timing meant to boost ratings. But careful viewers notice something else: restraint. If there were truly explosive details, They weren't delivered. What aired publicly emphasized loyalty and gratitude. It's natural for audiences to search for deeper intrigue when emotions run high. Yet sometimes a tearful pause is simply that, a pause. Not a coded message, not a secret waiting to detonate. Just a human moment filtered through studio lights. In an era when outrage often overshadows nuance, it's worth acknowledging that not every emotional confession conceals a darker subplot. The pressure of sisterhood on screen. Female partnerships in media often face unfair scrutiny. If they appear too close, critics speculate about rivalry beneath the surface. If they disagree, the narrative quickly shifts to feud. Jenna and Savannah have navigated this dynamic for years. They are different personalities with different backgrounds, yet their shared experiences on the Today set forged something durable. Jenna's remarks underscored how much she values that connection. She spoke not as a co-worker guarding territory, but as someone grateful for guidance during uncertain moments. That framing matters. It counters the tired trope that two successful women cannot coexist without competition. Their relationship appears to challenge that assumption more often than confirm it. Why the moment felt bigger than it was. Part of the intensity surrounding Jenna's comments stems from timing. Whenever a beloved public figure steps back temporarily, viewers project meaning onto every related statement. In seasons of uncertainty, small remarks can feel seismic, but sometimes the emotional temperature says more about context than content. Jenna's words landed during a fragile chapter, amplifying their impact. Had they been delivered during an ordinary news cycle, they might have been remembered as a sweet anecdote rather than a headline-grabbing truth reveal. Timing shapes interpretation. That doesn't invalidate the emotion. It simply explains why it echoed so loudly. Careers in evolution, not collision. Both women are in transitional seasons professionally. Jenna continues expanding her media footprint, exploring podcasts and literary ventures. Savannah balances anchoring duties with authorship and family life. Growth naturally introduces new rhythms, but evolution does not equal fracture. Public careers stretch and reshape over time. The assumption that change signals conflict is often more reflective of audience expectation than internal reality. Jenna's emotional acknowledgement of Savannah felt less like separation and more like reassurance. Whatever projects they pursue individually, the foundation between them appears steady. The real takeaway. So what is the truth, Jenna told at 44? Stripped of dramatic packaging, it's this. Strong women sometimes carry quiet doubts, and friendship can be the place where those doubts are spoken out loud. It's not scandal, it's solidarity. It's a reminder that behind polished broadcasts are people navigating criticism, ambition, family strain, and personal growth. If viewers sensed authenticity, that may be because authenticity was present. Not every viral moment hides a bombshell. Some simply reveal the humanity we forget exists behind a desk and a camera. And in a media world often fueled by division, that kind of revelation might be the most meaningful one of all.